Day 4 at the Citi Open, and the tournament was still buzzing at the shock defeat of Andy Murray at the hands of Tomorash Gabashvili last night. With no seed seemingly safe in this year's edition, the third round promised to have plenty more thrills and surprises in store. First up was the highest remaining seed left, Kei Nishikori, as he squared off against Argentinian Leonardo Maya. Nishikori was aiming to make his 11th ATP World Tour quarterfinal of the year, and that was looking a good bet, as he was making steady progress in the opening set. A set down, Maya, who was making his debut in Washington, was becoming increasingly irritated by the persistent drizzle in the air. But Nishikori's focus didn't waver.
Oh, how good was that from Nishikori? So awkward for Maya. Really just turned the point around with that shot. As if he was going to, for sure, lose that point.
And it wasn't long before the Japanese number one had wrapped up proceedings. A regulation 6-4, 6-4 victory.
Yeah, I'm very happy with today's match. I almost played 100%, today, and very solid from the beginning and end of the set. So very happy with the win today.
Nishikori's conqueror in last year's US Open final, Marin Cilic, was also in action. He took on Sam Querrey. Querrey, the number 2 American here this week, was seeking a first win over Cilic after 3 previous defeats. But in the first set, he wasn't looking like bucking that trend as Cilic stamped his class on the match. After sealing the tiebreak, the big Croatian was looking every inch the US Open champion. And in another breaker, he produced a moment of magic to deal Querrey a body blow.
Oh, tremendous effort. Just 2 strikes to the ball and it delights the crowd.
A thoroughly business performance as Cilic serenely moved into the quarterfinals.
Really glad that I went through. Never easy playing Sam. We had a few matches in the past went the distance, so it's relieving.
Another American in last 16 action was 22-year-old Jack Sock. He had to contend with the number 4 seed Richard Gasquet. In the opening set, both players were finding their range from the back of the court. But in the tiebreak, it was a sprinkling of Gallic flair that saw Gasquet edge ahead.
Oh, the right time to slot one of those in. Sock nowhere to be seen.
The second set went the same way, but this time in the breaker, Sock held firm and then unleashed his booming forehand to level the match.
He's got it! Jack Sock is back in business here. His coach is delighted.
As the energy levels for the American were approaching overdrive, Gasquet seemed to be wilting, as Sock gave himself the chance to break in the 5th game.
Excellent. So intelligent as well.
After securing the opportunity, Sock was on fire and continued to dish out the pain to the Frenchman. And after 2.5 hours of quality tennis, Sock set up a quarter-final meeting with compatriot Steve Johnson.
So obviously, the American player, it's our favorite time of the year. Getting to be able to play in front of our home crowd, and so tomorrow against another American should be a really fun battle.
The night match was a North American battle between number 8 seed John Isner and last year's Citi Open beaten finalist Vasek Pospisil. With Isner already a break in front, there was a lengthy rain delay at the start of the match. But when the weather subsided, Isner maintained his advantage as he kept the rally short and kept in front. Another Isner missile sealing the first set. The second set would go to a tiebreak, and facing match point, Pospisil remained cool under pressure.
That's nervy stuff. That is a big answer for a tough question.
But at the second time of asking, Isner made no mistake to advance to the quarterfinals. So a quick look at the quarterfinal lineup, and there are still 3 Americans flying the flag for the hosts. Richard Berenkis will play his first ATP 500 quarterfinal, whilst in the bottom half, Kei Nishikori and Marin Cilic are on course for a potentially mouth-watering semi-final.